Hello, welcome back to Labyrinth Academy. I'm Madhuri Archie. Today we are going to dive in the Pearson EdXLA to Physics 2020 May paper. We'll go through the first 10 questions in section A, break them down clearly, and help you understand the key points. Let's get started. In question number 1, it says, the two equal positive charges are placed at Y and Z. Here plus 1, here plus 1. Both x is equidistant from y and z. It means this distance and this distance are equal to each other. Which of the following shows the direction of the electric field at point x? Here, since they are positive charges, this field direction go away from the charge. Suppose if it is a negative, it is towards the charge. We can do the resolving vectors. This is to horizontal and to the vertical. Same to here. Since they are equal, horizontal field is cancelled, but vertical to the downwards, by adding we can get the total. In here, the answer is B. Suppose, if you want to find this charge, how do we do so? If I get this angle is as theta, here, once I'm resolving, this is a cos theta, this is a sin theta. Due to these two similar, this is cancelled, but here we can get it by adding both sin theta. What is the equation we can use in here? Equal Q over 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Here r is a distance between the charge and the point. What gives by this? It is Coulomb's constant. In simply, I can write down equal kq over r square. Think, if we keep charge at here, it may be positive, it may be negative. If I keep a charge, is it affect on the electric field acting on here? No, it is not. But I can find the force acting at there F equal by using F equal QE. Here Q is a charge, we are keeping it here. Normally we call it as test charge. It may be positive, then the direction is similar to the direction of the field. When it's negative, it is opposite. Let's move to the question number 2. Student, write the following equation for the decay of a neutron. This is beta decay. N is neutron, P is proton, here electron, and this is electroneutrino. Which of the following conservation laws is violated by the equation he has written? What do we want to do here? We have to find out left side and right side of each cases and see whether they are equal or not. If they are equal, they are not violated. But if they are different, then it is violated. First, I'll start with baryon number. For neutron, for proton, it is +1. For electron, electroneutrino, it is 0. So, for my left side, +1. For right side, +1, 0, 0. This again gives +1. Left side is equal to right side. This is not violated. What about charge? We all know there is no charge for neutron. It's 0. In the left side here, proton +1, electron -1. Here, electron neutrino, it is 0. This gives 0 back. Left side is equal to right side. No violated. What about energy? Usually, we consider energy is always conserved in particle reactions. Now we have only left a number. For proton, for neutron, it is 0. For electron and for electron neutrino, it is plus 1. Once I substitute those values to here, this is 0, 0, plus 1, plus 1. This gives plus 2. This is not equal to each other. Here 0, this is plus 2. Hence, this is violated. Our final answer is D. The question number 3. The potential difference V is connected across a capacitor of capacitance C. The charge stored on the capacitor is Q. This is the first instant. What about the second instant? The capacitor is placed with two capacitors. Each capacitance 2C but in parallel. In parallel situation, as a equivalent, we can find they two add answer as the final. When I add these two, it gives 4C. But what about if they are connected in series? It gives by, I consider it as C1 and C2. So 1 upon C equal 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2. By substituting, we can find C. In here, what is the equation we can use? It is Q equal CV. QV is charge store, C is capacitance, while V is potential difference. We can substitute values in both the cases separately. In here, Q is Q, C is C, and V is V. What about here? Q is the one we have to find. I consider it as Q1. C is 4C, V is V. Now, instead of CV here, I can use Q. Q1 equal 4Q. Now look at the answers where it gives by D. Let's move to question number 4. The SI unit of capacitance is the farad. We know it is capital F. Which of the following gives the base unit of the farad? What is the equation I can use in here? C equal Q over V. Now I'm going to substitute the terms for Q and V. What's the equation I can use here? First, I equal Q over T in there. Instead of Q, I can use IT. What about V? For V, I can use W over Q. You know, once I write in this, Q comes up, I write down IT here. Instead of that Q, again I can write down IT. What about W? I know it is as force into distance. Force here actually is a weight. Instead of that, I can use mg. Now everything is ready here. I little simplify I squared, t squared. Now I am going to substitute units. For I current is measured by amperes, so A squared. Time is measured by seconds, A squared. Mass is measured by kilograms. Gravitational acceleration is measured by ms minus 2 and distance is m. Here, if I bring kg up, kg minus 1. Here m to the power 2, once I bring it up, it becomes m to the power minus 2. What about a2 squared? And this s2 comes up as plus 2, and together is 4. Which gives the answer? It gives by C. Now let's move to question number 5. A gas molecule of mass m traveling at speed v strike the side of a gas cylinder at an angle theta. The collision takes time simple t. What will happen in here? First of all, R is resolving the vectors. So here, v cos theta, here v sine theta. For the bouncing ones, due v cos theta, and here in opposite direction, v sine theta. So, if I consider for parallel direction, perpendicular direction, so we can see it is acting this also, this one to this direction, this is to this direction. But what about the parallel position? So it stays same because the ball doesn't push sideways. So we can use it to the perpendicular direction. There is a change. How do you find the change? By subtracting initial from final. What is the final in here? It is v sine theta, but opposite in direction, minus v sine theta. Subtract. For initial plus v sine theta. This gives minus together minus 2v sine theta. What is the equation I can use in here? It is F equal change in momentum over T. Change in momentum. M momentum. Mass into change of speed. Here we get it as minus 2v sine theta over here. Time is simple T. If I simplify this, it gives minus 2 mv sine theta over T. But the question asks from us average force. Here we can get only the magnitude. It given this is the one is given that answer. Now let's move to question number 6. An oil drop with a charge Q. For the oil drop, charge is a Q, mass is M, and it is remain stationary. What it says? It says net force acting on this oil drop is 0. What are the two forces acting in here? One, it force due to gravity is a weight. It can get by mg. The other one, upwards, it is force acting due to electric field. So, we can calculate it by, I use it here, QE. Here, this is simple Q, feed I consider as E. As this net force is 0, what can we get from there? These two forces are equal to each other. Accordingly, Q equal mg. What about E? I can substitute here. We know E equal V over D. D is the distance here. V over D equal mg. The question asking about charge here. While keeping this, I'll bring the others to the other side. M G D over V, which gives that answer by C. Now let's move to question number 7. Proton enters a magnetic field at an angle as shown. Here you can see that. Which of the following gives the direction of the force on the proton as it enters the magnetic field? Okay, first of all, I again resolve in that one way here, one way here. What about this? Is this showing any kind of effect? No. We know magnetic field, and this motion must be in perpendicular position, so we can neglect this. We have only this. This is upwards. This is magnetic field. We can use right hand rule for this, for the positive charge, because proton is positive. If it is electron or something negative one, we can use right hand rule and the answer should be reverse. In here, if I apply this right rule, this one upwards, this one keep in your right hand, that your second finger gives the magnetic field, then this third finger, middle finger, point out the motion of this, they entered in direction, perpendicular one. There, you can find out with your thumb, it point out into the page, so it gives by C. Let's move to question number 8. When a point object with charge plus Q is placed distant, one is here plus Q, the other one plus 2Q here. The distant gives as simple D. Force between the forces, that force between them, give it as F. Question asking, the charges sum increase to this and this, and the distance also change. What is the answer? Give the new force. How do? We can use Coulomb's law here. What it says in simply F equal K Q1 Q2 over R squared. In here, for the first occasion, if I add K, Q, 2Q, D square. If I simplify, I get 2K, Q squared over D squared. Now it applies to second case. I consider it as F1. K is K, Coulomb constant. First charge is 2Q, second one is 4Q. Distance 2D square. I can do little simplification by this. I'm bringing 4 here. I get it 2K Q squared. Here 2 squared is 4 D squared. What about this part? It's similar to here. 4 divided by 4, 1 multiply. This is F. So in here it equals to F. The answer is C. Next, question number 9. Turntable for playing vinyl records rotate at 33 revolutions per minute. What is the angular velocity in radians per second? How do we do this question? Here we have to do the conversion part. Convert revolutions per minute to radians per second. Here we can start like this omega. Omega is the angular velocity, radius per second. RPM, rotational speed. In here, I know it is as 33. What do I want to do? Because one revolution, we know it's equal to 25 radian, and for 1 minute, I convert it to second. So, I can do the simplification. How? 33 over 60 into 2 pi, which gives that answer. It's C. Let's move to the last question. A magnet is dropped vertically through a coil, producing a current in the coil, which creates a magnetic field around it. Which line of the table correctly shown the pole at X here? When the magnet enters, which enter? It's enter the North Pole. Remember, once North Pole enter, that entering, what will happen? It try to increase the magnetic field. The coil itself is reversing that by a force acting. It try to create North Pole in here. Then pole at Y, when magnet leaves, what is leaving? South pole is the one leaving. So leaving meaning that it try to magnetic field be reduced. So coil itself try to prevent that one by holding it, and it again create North Pole in here. So the answer is A. That's all for this section. We'll continue in the next part. So sit here and join me there. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more videos on our channel. If you like the video, please subscribe for more content.